Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing our glam holiday look. But before we get into the makeup portion, I just wanted to show you what I normally do to prep when I have an event or some kind of holiday that I'm getting ready for before I do my makeup. I'm going to show you my routine before I do the makeup, and then you're going to see me do the makeup portion of this video. So normally if I have a night out or some kind of event, or it's Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, just something you want to be dressed up for, I normally take my shower, and then while I have my hair drying with product in it before I fix it, I'll do my skincare routine, and then I'll do my fragrance. For my fragrance today, I'm doing the Dossier Woody Sandalwood. Now, I told you guys about this before that I'm completely obsessed with these fragrances, but this one I've been wearing every single day. My husband even wears this every single day now, and we're both completely obsessed. This is the exact dupe for the Le Labo Santal 33. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with Le Labo, with the rose scent and the Santal scent. And this is my absolute favorite scent. So I like to just put this on before I get ready. It kind of like, you know, sets the mood and the tone for like the hair look, the makeup look I want to do. And honestly, this has been my go-to every single day. Now, I have so many like expensive fragrances, Tom Ford, Chanel, Gucci, all these different ones, but this is the one I've been wearing every single day. Like, I don't think you understand how obsessed I am with this. I never owned the Santal fragrance, but I do own the body wash of the rose scent and a few others. And this is like the perfect dupe. If you guys don't know about Dossier fragrances, I talked about this in my gift guide. If you want to see that, that will also be linked down below for you. Dossier, their fragrances are all between $29 and $39, and they're always running a special where you can get 10, 20, 30, even 40% off. And the more you buy, the more you save. I love their brand because it's amazing dupes. Like, the fragrances are spot on to the originals, and the originals are going to be upwards of $200 for a fragrance, whereas these are like $29, $39 before your discount. Like, I literally want 12 of these. I'm going to buy my husband this one so he has his own and stop stealing mine. But I literally was wearing Chanel every day, and now I'm wearing this every day. Like, I kind of want one for my car. I don't know. Like, I'm obsessed with smelling good. And you know, sometimes a fragrance, like, it wears off quickly. With these, I thought because they're more on the inexpensive side that they'd wear off fast, but they don't. Like, it stays all day, even better than my other ones. I feel like it might have like a little more of like an oil to it, but this is 1.7 ounces. The notes are violet leaves, cardamom, cedarwood, musk, sandalwood, amber. I'm just completely obsessed. And then I showed you this before in my gift guide, but I love, it comes in this cute little box. So imagine getting this in the mail, like dead. So it comes like this. So you can get the little travel size, and you can try this first before you open the bottle to even see if you like it on your skin. And it comes with a cute little information card in it. And it's just like the cutest little gift. I have all my fragrances on my top shelf. I will show you guys. But this is just one of my favorites. It's vegan, cruelty-free. It's made in France. It's like super fancy, super bougie, you know, we love it. I love the fact that you can try the fragrance first before you even open the bottle. They always have like free returns, always have discounts. Like, you can't go wrong. The price is unreal. Like, that's like maybe $4 Starbucks. So worth it. And they're always gonna have more scent. So if the perfume that you love in real life that's more on the pricier side is not on the website, just check back because they will have it on there. Thank you to Dossier for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So what I'm going to do now that I have my skincare on, my fragrance on, my hair is all washed, I'm going to fix my hair, and then we're going to hop into the makeup. For my foundation, I'm going to mix per usual. So we're going to do the Born This Way in Warm Beige, and then the Armani Luminous Silk in 6.5, just so I can get like a good coverage and then also have a little bit of dewiness. I'm going to just mix them on the brush so it's easier. So just do one pump of each. I'm going to use my Fenty foundation brush. I like to do this when I want a little bit more coverage. So I'll just put one pump of each and then kind of like put it on my face, spread out, and then I'll go in and blend it. Thankfully, my skin is getting so clear thanks to Dakota at Vanessa Hernandez Skin. I mentioned it to you guys before, but she's life-changing. So my skin is getting super, super clear, and I'm excited. I feel like I'm excited for the holidays, but at the same time, I'm trying not to get my hopes up because this year has just been, you know, a fail. But Christmas is my favorite. I really hate that it could be ruined, but I don't know. Every year something happens that throws things off. And then I'm really sad because I didn't see my dad for Thanksgiving and I won't be able to see him for Christmas. And I'm normally with my dad for every holiday, so that sucks due to COVID, you know? Okay, this looks so good. I really like how smooth it looks. It looks like skin. It's full coverage, but still a little dewy, which is what we wanted. So for concealer, I'm going to go in with my OG favorite, my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade NC20. And I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty sponge to blend this out. I haven't used this concealer or this sponge in so long. I hope it's not dry. How nasty. But honestly, I've told you guys about this concealer before. I used to wear this as a foundation and I used to wear the concealer. Like, it's just honestly the best. I really like the texture. It gives full coverage and I never really set it either. Like, it is on the drier side, but it just stayed in place and it wasn't too drying where you could see like all the lines. So I'm going to go in with this first just to brighten and get good coverage. And then I'm going to maybe put a little bit of a lighter one just to highlight. For the holidays, you are going to probably go a little bit more dramatic than usual. So that's why we're doing a little bit more full coverage, but it's going to all come together at the end. I feel like even if you don't go somewhere for the holidays or like this year, it's going to be pretty different. But even if you're not going to go anywhere, you can just do glam at home so you could feel super festive and put together. Take cute pics for Instagram. You know, like you don't necessarily have to have somewhere specific or special to go. And then I just like coming up on the sides of the nose, a little here in the center of the forehead, and then the center of the chin. This does look pretty bright, but it's all going to come together when we do our contour, our bronzer, set everything. It's going to be really good. I'm going to take Almond in the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and just do here. Right, I call it like the little ridge area. It's basically where people's under eyes are a little hollow, and I'm just gonna brighten that a little bit. It does seem like a lot of concealer, but for some reason my under eye just like eats up the concealer. I don't know what the issue is, but even if I put a lot, like halfway through the day, it won't seem like I have a lot of concealer on. So next we're gonna take the Fenty contour stick, and this is a shade Truffle. This is more of like a neutral to cool tone, and I'm gonna put kind of a heavy amount and then blend it out. This one's a little thicker. Like my Charlotte Tilbury contour is more of a liquid. So that one blends out nice with like a sponge or a brush. This one, it's kind of heavier, which is a good thing. But I tend to have to use a brush and a sponge just to make sure that it's seamless. So now that we have our contour on, I'm going to take my sponge and use the backside and just blend this out. This is a little heavier, so sometimes it can be harder to blend out than a liquid, but the payoff is really nice and it still blends in beautifully to the skin. So I just start by patting it because you don't want to lose any of that coverage. But this, you just want to pounce up and down. If you wipe it, it will go away and then your skin will look blotchy. So that's like my little rough blend. And then I'm going to flip it on the side that had some of that concealer and I'm just going to tap lightly over it just to make sure it's all blended in and you can't see any of the lines. Also, sometimes with cream contour, it looks a little nuts, but then when you set it with your powder, it's going to look really, really good. Sometimes it can look a little blotchy, but you're going to clean it up with the powders. So for my highlight, I'm going to do a liquid highlight. I'm going to do the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Highlight Wand, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk. I normally use this in the shade Spotlight, but that one's like a little more white. This one has a nice rose gold tint to it. So it's going to be better on medium skin tones and medium to dark skin tones. The Spotlight one, if you have like a little bit of a tan or a self tan or you're more medium, it can come off like a little bit gray or too silver. So I like this one. It's just like a little warmer, which I love. Sometimes I like to do this over top of the makeup, but today I'm going to just layer creams and highlights. I'm essentially just doing like my full coverage routine on my face, and then we're going to have fun with the eyes. So I'm going to take my beauty sponge and just tap lightly over this. You can see it gives you like a super nice sheen, little healthy glow. I feel like for holiday makeup, you just have to be super glowy and have like glitter or metallics on your eyes. I don't know, that just to me is like the most festive. You don't have to just do like a red lip to be festive, you know? I personally love just so much highlight, metallics on the eyes. So that is all for our creams. So now let's set the face so this can last all night. I'm first going to set everything with the Hourglass Veil translucent powder. And I just like to bounce over the whole face with this. Don't swipe it or else you will pick up some of those creams. If some of the glow is gone, it's okay because we're going to put that back with the powders. It seems a little redundant, but it's always best to do creams and then powders because everything will just last a long time and pop more. I'm going to set my under eyes, of course, with the MAC Studio Fix in N4. I always love using like a smaller Morphe brush that's fluffy. And then if I need more coverage, I'll go in with a smaller brush and just kind of stamp it. I typically like to stamp it after I do my contour and bronzer, so that everything can be kind of like chiseled out. Okay, next we're gonna go in with our bronzer. So we're gonna mix the Benefit Hoola and the MAC Give Me Sun. I'm gonna go in with my bigger, fluffier brush for this because I don't want it to be a contour. And then I'm gonna go in with the Hoola and define the contour areas. So this is just like super light. So now that I have an all over bronze, I'm gonna take the Hoola with a smaller slanted brush. This is my Smashbox brush. And I'm just going to go in the back of the cheek. And then on the nose, a little here. And on the chin. Then I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, the shade 2. And clean up under here so this is nice and smooth. I'm going to go over the nose contour with this just so it's more blended. I'm going to go back in with my Studio Fix and stamp here. And then I'm going to go up on the nose, just up to the contour, so the contour can look a little cleaner. I'm going to do my highlighter before my blush. I'm going to use my favorite palette. This is Jaclyn Hill's palette. It's called The Flash. And I just like mixing all the shades. My other favorite highlighter is Cookie from Benefit. If you guys don't have this one, I think they might be getting rid of this one. I hope not because it's so pretty, but if they are, the Cookie one from Benefit is my favorite. So then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury blush. This is called Ecstasy. This is the Cheek to Chic. And I'm going to take my same slanted brush we use for contour. And I'm just going to apply this a little higher. Our eyes will probably be a little bit more on the dramatic side. So I'm just kind of doing like a neutral pink blush. And then this blends the bronzer and the highlight all together. And then I just run it down my nose. And then we're going to set. This is my first time trying this. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. It had really good reviews. So we're going to try this. Just like drenching my face so that everything can kind of like sink in together. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we're just going to do our brows real quick. I do the same brow routine no matter what. I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Definer in Soft Brown. This is the thicker tip one. And I typically don't need a lot on my brows because they are thicker and I don't like them to look too heavy. So I just go very light in the front in an upwards motion. And then over here is where I kind of push a little harder to get a nice defined top part. And then I go down and out for like a little bit of a more lifted look. Then I'm just going to set my brows with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This gives it such a nice defined look and your hairs look a little more thick. So for the eyes, I kind of want to do something colorful and fun, like maybe like a navy, but I know color is not everyone's thing. So I'm going to try to do a more dramatic neutral eye. I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is her palette with Morphe. This is the original one. And I'm using this because it's affordable. Everyone has access to it. I think it's like half off right now too. And this just has so many good neutral shades and darker shades. So I want to do something a little more like dramatic, dark browns. And then I have this new little jewel pot from Charlotte Tilbury. This is called Pillow Talk. It's like a nice pink metallic shimmer. It looks so pretty on the eyes. I'm first just going to go in with the shade Silk Cream and just do like a nice brown transition shade first. That's a little lighter, and then we'll build it up and go darker. These Morphe shadows are really good. The mattes are really good. They're not super chalky, and when you blend them, they stay. Like the pigment stays. It doesn't blend into nothing. So this is just like our neutral base, just a nice transition color. And what I think I want to do is do like a nice dark brown matte, and then put a little bit of the shimmer with that. It sounds weird, but just wait. You can do a really dramatic eye that doesn't take a lot of steps. You just have to know where to do the placement. So this one's called Central Park. And the only thing about these shadows is there's a ton of fallout in the pan when you dip your brush into it. But on the eye, it seems to be okay. You can do your eyes first if you feel like you're going to get it on your concealer. But just make sure you're tapping your brush off first. And then I just like to build it up slowly. If you try to apply too much at once, then you will get fallout. So this looks a little like black, but it's a dark brown. I might just do a dark brown metallic over this instead of the pink. I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of like figuring it out as I go. I never know what I want to do on the eyes. I just know I want it to be dramatic, but yet neutral colors that everyone can wear. And then I want to have like a little shimmer to it. So this is a tricky part. When you want to take your first transition shade and blend this edge, you don't want to get fallout. So kind of tilt your head back and blend it slowly. Just make sure it's not going to fall on your concealer if you already did your concealer. So this matte, for some reason, isn't super pigmented. I'm going to put a brown cream shimmer over it from Natasha Denona. The main thing is just getting the crease and this dark color blended so that it looks good when you look down. I have some like texture on my face. I used a retinol and it's peeling, and then putting the highlighter, it just made it seem like chunky, but it was just my skin. So over top of this, we're gonna do the Natasha Denona Chroma Top Coat Chroma Crystal, and this is a shade bronze, I believe. Metal bronze. So there's two different bronzes. This one does have fallout, so I'm gonna use a concealer brush. It is better to use your finger for this, but sometimes with my longer nails, it gets in the way. Let me try my finger because the brush just like doesn't do it any justice. Yeah, you get just so much more payoff with your finger. And then I'll do this on the edge. I might still put the pink over this. I still am trying to figure it out. I normally hate how my eyeshadow looks, and then when my liner and lashes are on, then I like am so in love, but it's like a long process getting to that point. So I still want to try the Pillow Talk color over top. This is like a powder, but it looks like a cream. It's very pretty. I know my finger would work better, but it's hard for me to get my finger like exactly where I want it with the long nails. Yeah, see, this is beautiful. I just want this to pop a little more. This is like a pink champagne color, so if you have blue or green eyes, this is really gonna make your eyes pop. And you can put as little or as much as you want on, just depending on what look you're going for. I'm gonna go a little heavier with it, and then I'm gonna also blend out my crease again, and then we gotta do under the eyes and touch up the eyes. I feel like the creams are just really fun because they just make the eye look pop. And I also have another lighter one from Natasha Denona that we could put over top. Just layer it and layer it. It's turning out to be a really pretty color. So this is the Natasha Denona, same one as the bronze, but this is a shade nude, so it's just a little lighter. I'm just gonna go in with a small Sigma brush, and I just want to do this in the center just to make it pop. If it's not showing up with my brush, I'm going to use my finger. Yeah, see, it's just not the same, but my finger like barely fits in the pot. I almost dropped it. This nude makes anything pop. You could put this over any color. And since it's a lighter one, it just makes the center of your eyes really look nice. So I'm going to go in with my little brush and my cookie highlighter. I'm going to first put that here and put some here under the brow. We're going to go in with our crease brush, a little bit of that transition shade. And we're just going to make sure that this looks good. We're going to take the same transition crease shade and we're going to do this on the bottom. And we're going to come a little lower to make the eyes pop and look bigger. So kind of like where the bottom of your eyeball's hitting. And we'll touch up the under eyes too to make sure they're really bright afterwards. We just want the eyes to be done first. Then I'm just going to take a clean brush and just blend this out. Then I'm taking a flat brush in that same dark brown color that we did on the lid. I'm going to just put this right underneath the lash line, very thin. Then once that's on, you just take your brush and blend it a little bit. So next we're going to do our eyeliner. I'm going to use the Dose of Colors. It's in the shade Shady. It's getting like a little dry, but it's still fine. And my eyelash extensions for some reason didn't last long this time, so they fell off like after a week. So we're going to do a nice strip lash. So I'm just going to do just a basic, you know, liner, nothing special. Just do it like a little wider on the end and make it skinnier as you go inside. If you're wearing a strip lash, your liner can be a little thicker because it's going to hide the strip. If you choose to not do lashes, just do a little bit of like a thinner line. So now I'm going to curl my lashes before I do the mascara. That way the strip lash just blends a little better to your own natural lash. So I'm trying out this new mascara. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. This is supposed to be so good. It has a nice rubber wand. We're gonna have a fake lash on it, but I wanna see how good it is for future use. Seems like it makes them super long. I'll probably try this on the bottom lashes too when I do my bottom lashes. This looks really, really pretty. I like the rubber wands because it really separates the lash, makes it look long. Okay, for lashes, I'm gonna try these I got at Target. These are the Ardell 3D Mink. They're in the number 854. So let's see if we have to trim these. I'm gonna use my House of Lashes black glue. It's the best glue. So I'm gonna put these on and then I'll be right back. Okay, I kind of stabbed myself and made it red, but that's okay. So I just want to do something like a little fun for a pop of color. I'm going to just do a navy color in the bottom to make my eyes pop. You can do any color you want. You could do white, green, navy, brown, purple, anything. But this is just going to look like a black liner, but make my eyes pop more. Let's hope this red eye goes away because that's not going to be cute for a pic, but that's what I get for doing a strip lash. So now let's do our bottom mascara so we can move on. I'm going to try the same one, see if I can get the lashes long. I normally use the MAC Extended Play if you didn't know. I love that one. I need to get a new one. It's kind of like drying out, but I'm curious to see if this one makes it super long. It's really pretty. I just hope it doesn't make marks underneath. That's like the worst thing, to have those black marks under your eye. But it looks good so far. I don't know why this lash isn't sticking here. Okay, we're finally done. I feel like that took me like 5 hours. So for my lips, of course, because the eyes is dramatic, you could do like a nice vampy maroon color, but I think I'm gonna go with a nice nude. I'm gonna use my favorite Patrick Ta She's Bold lip liner. This is just such a good neutral. It goes with everything. It would be fun to do like a nice maroon colored lip, but I'm like so into nude lips, I don't know. If you're eating and drinking, like unless you have a liquid lip, it's gonna be so annoying to touch up a darker lip. I'm gonna use my favorite Fenty combo. This is Uncuffed and Unbuttoned. So I take the darker one first and do the whole lip, and then I just do the light one in the center. I love these so much. These stay on like a liquid lip, but they're not dry at all. So then I just take Unbutton and do it here and here and tap it out. I'm gonna do a little bit of the Patrick Ta Ushi Single. It looks more pink on camera than it does in person, but I just like this peachiness. Then we're gonna do the Pillow Talk Gloss by Charlotte Tilbury. I think this is like a limited holiday one. Has some shimmer to it. Okay guys, this is it for my holiday look. I hope that you love this. I try to do something that would be good on everyone, so it's like a little more neutral and something that everyone would like. Also, just to mention, if you have a shirt on that's showing like your chest or your shoulders, make sure that you do like some kind of body shimmer or something just to tie in the face and the chest. It will look really nice in pictures if you have your collarbones and your shoulders highlighted. I really love the Fenty one, the Patrick Ta cream one. I hope that everyone has a fun and safe holiday. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.